Hey everybody, it's Melissa from Unlikely Hiker. I was recently tagged by As the Crow Flies Hiking to do a video on my favorite hike in my state. So I live in New York, specifically I live in upstate New York, kind of right in between the Catskills and the Adirondacks. I live in Saratoga County, New York, so I am literally right in the middle of the two. When you reached out to me, one trail came to mind immediately, and that was the French Louis Loop. It's a trail that I've done a couple times, and I'm actually looking forward to doing again soon because it's just a lot of fun. So the French Louis Loop is located in the West Canada Lakes wilderness of the southern Adirondacks. So these are kind of some of the lowlands of the Adirondacks. It features more rolling terrain, a lot of lakes, not really mountainous. The French Louis Loop is a about 20-ish mile loop that combines the Cedar Lakes Trail, the French Louis Trail, and the Northville Placid Trail, which is a long trail here in upstate New York that goes from, you guessed it, Northville up to Lake Placid. At the beginning of the trail, you could actually add on, if you wanted to, Pillsbury Mountain Fire Tower. It's about 1.6 mile hike up to the fire tower. Not too far. You could do that at the beginning or at the end, or in my case, not at all. I have done it in the past, but on its own. You start out on the Cedar Lakes Trail. You connect up with the French Louis Trail, and then you loop around on the Northville Placid Trail and come back to the Cedar Lakes Trail. It passes through a rolling wooded landscape, and it has a lot of lakes. There's a lot of water sources on this trail. There's also a handful of lean-tos and lots of camping opportunities. Also, while hiking the loop, you'll come across some old logging camps. The area was dotted with them years ago. And that actually brings me to, why is it called the French Louis Trail or the French Louis Loop? So French Louis, also known as Louis Seymour, was a French Canadian from Ottawa, Canada, who came down, and he was a trapper and guide and basically hermit in the woods. And he had several camps dotted through the area along his trap lines. French Louis lived in the area between the 1870s until his passing in 1915. So you will see some old camps while you're hiking, some remnants. While you're hiking, you're going to come to a clearing, and in that clearing is an old stone fireplace. I was told, I think that was the last thing that was standing from a previous camp of French Louis. However, in a book that I recently purchased, it was actually a fireplace that was built, but no building was ever built around it. Pretty interesting, but it is still standing. It's a great place to stop and take a break. So the reason I love this trail so much is you have the ability to do the add-on trail up to the fire tower, and because of its length, it makes either a great day hike if you're into getting a lot of miles in and the terrain is pretty gentle, or you could split it up into one overnight, two overnights, and really enjoy some of the lakes and the lean-tos and the camping that's available there. And you could swim in some of the lakes. I don't think you'll catch me swimming in any of those lakes. I have a weird fear of lake monsters. I know, very strange. I also love this trail because it's isolated. It's in the middle of nowhere, and for me, that equals tranquility. It's a very beautiful lowland area, and it's peaceful. The area doesn't get a lot of traffic. You will probably run into some people who are through hiking the Northville Placid Trail, but you're not going to run into a lot of people. It's just not one of those super crowded Adirondack areas. I also love it because water is plentiful and I don't really have to carry very much, which is nice. Now, there are a couple downsides to this particular trail, and one of the downsides is one of the reasons I love it, is its isolation. I personally have a Garmin, so I can communicate with my loved ones, but there is no cell service out there, so don't expect there to be. In the spring, you need to be careful because there's going to be a lot of blowdown and there can be some flooding on the trails. I've hiked the trail last spring actually, and there was shin deep water. The trail can also be prone to flooding in the areas that have a lot of beaver activity as well. You also probably don't want to hike this hike during blackfly season. They're evil creatures and they will just ravage you. And because of the area and the amount of water that's there, you're going to come across a lot of black flies and also a lot of mosquitoes. So you do want to keep that in mind. If you like to tarp camp, you might want to bring a net of some sort or some type of head net of some sort if you're going to do this during blackfly season. I think that the prime time to do this trail would be late summer, right in through fall, October. Now, while you're out there, don't forget that you really want to pay attention to all of your leave no trace principles to keep the trail as beautiful as it is already. There are privies on the trail, but if you have to go in a location that doesn't have a privy, make sure you're 200 feet away from the trail and the water, dig yourself a hole, pack your toilet paper out. If you're into that sort of thing, maybe try a cooler cloth. I have one, I really enjoy it. You also want to remember that you want to use either a bear canister or bear bag to keep your food away from the bears. And remember, when you're hanging a bear bag, it needs to be about 12 feet away from the tree and 12 feet off the ground to keep it away from the bears. Personally, I think it's easier just to use a bear canister. No, you're right, nobody likes carrying around the extra 2 pounds of a bear canister, but it also serves as a chair. So it's kind of dual purpose, and that's good, right? And finally, don't forget to pack out all of your trash. This is really important. I come across a ton of trash on all the trails, not just this one. Although it's a nice thought to leave food for the next person that comes into that lean-to, don't do that. You want to make sure you pack up all of your trash, take it with you, all of your food, take it with you. Anything you brought in with you, leaves with you. We want to keep these beautiful, pristine areas as perfect as they are now so that other people can come and enjoy them. Because if I'm telling you about my favorite spot, that means more people are going to go there, right? They're going to go check it out, and it really is very beautiful. So anyway, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoy it. You know, if you like, you can check out the French Louis loop. You can find it if you Google it. You can also find the French Louis loop on the map that goes with the book for the Northville Placid Trail, which is a good resource. My information about French Louis came from the internet, but also this lovely book here by Harvey Dunham. It's an old book. If you can get your hands on it, it's an interesting read. You'll find French Louis mentioned in a lot of writings of the Southern Adirondacks, but this book by Harvey Dunham is the only one that actually writes a biography of French Louis. So anyway, thanks for watching my video. I appreciate it. I hope you guys are getting out and getting some hiking in, maybe some winter camping or skiing, whatever, doesn't matter. Hope you're getting out and doing something you love. I'd like to thank As the Crow Flies Hiking for tagging me in this. And if you're not subscribed to his channel, go check it out because he's a lot of fun. All right, thanks so much. Take care. Have a great day.